Hello everybody, welcome to another episode of T Watches a Scary Movie. As you can tell, I'm not in my normal studio filming right now. I am currently out on a cruise with my lovely wife. We are enjoying the Royal Caribbean's oasis of the sea as we cruise our way up to Canada. But this week was the 100th episode of the show. So of course, can't skip it. Gotta make sure y'all get that, because we are here to talk about the best of 2022 thus far. So make sure that you're subscribing and make sure to like this video as well too. You can see all my socials over here on the other side. You can go to youtube.com/c/Theron Reynolds Scary Movie. Again, that's youtube.com/c/Theron Reynolds Scary Movie, so you can see the video version of this show. Otherwise, that means you're tuning into the audio version that's available on all your favorite podcasting platforms. Just gotta search T Watches a Scary Movie. And of course, follow me on my social media. You got my Instagram, Theron_Reynolds. You have my Twitter, AXTEW. And join our Facebook group, which is facebook.com/group/T Scary Movie. Again, facebook.com/group/T Scary Movie. So, what do we have to talk about? It's been 100 episodes, and we have discussed so many horror movies at this point. We are well over 100 movies that I've reviewed on this show, and we've had a time to look at a lot of great new movies, and also some classic movies that I've never seen before myself. And this year, 2022, has just been amazing for horror. Between some of the bigger bangers we got out there, including Ty West's X, or Wormwood Apocalypse, there's been so many great horror movies released, and more still coming this year. And when you think about it, in 100 episodes of this show, we've gotten legacy sequels to films like Scream and Candyman. We have a Texas Chainsaw Massacre movie that came out. We have a new entry in the Evil Dead series coming. We got a Chucky TV show. All of that for old horror. And we still have all this new great stuff coming out. So we got to jump right into it. Now, keep in mind, at least right now, I'm not going to rank these 5 films, okay? So we're not going to put a ranking on them just yet, but I'm talking about the best 5 movies of 2022 thus far. And I'm going to go ahead and start this one off with Studio 666. You might remember this one that came from the legendary Foo Fighters. That's right, Dave Grohl and company put together a horror movie about the Foo Fighters, who else, going and recording their new album in a haunted mansion, and all the scary happenings that go on while they're recording this new album. Now, it's a movie from the Foo Fighters. What could we have honestly expected out of them? I mean, we've seen musicians do movies before, both to really, really great levels and really, really bad levels as well, too. But horror seems like it'd be an easy one for the Foo Fighters to dominate, and they did. This movie, not only is it absolutely hilarious, and we're shown even more that Dave Grohl and the rest of the Foos just have that knack for comedy, but we also got a chance to see that they could put together a very scary story as well, too, that talks about Dave Grohl and his shining-like obsession with completing this album and finding the right sound and not wanting to let anything get in his way of putting together the perfect album. It's gory. It's funny. And yeah, there are some legitimate scares in there, along with some great cameos from some amazing stars. So you got to check this one out for sure. You can see it obviously on any of your rental platforms right now, including Prime Video and Vudu as well. If you are a big fan of the Foo Fighters, you're gonna love Studio 666. Think of this more as like a demonic possession, haunted house style movie rather than any other style of horror film. That's the first one on the list. Next up, we got to talk about the next one here. Well, you guys probably could have seen this one coming because I've talked about it a lot. Fresh. Yeah, the Hulu horror film, romantic comedy and horror film starring Sebastian Stan and Daisy Edgar Jones. This movie told the tale about a young woman who meets a new date while out shopping at the grocery store and unfortunately finds out that he's got a rather large appetite for some crazy meat. Now, when I reviewed this film, I said that this was a fantastic romantic comedy in the first half an hour of this film. And the fact that our filmmakers don't let on at all anything bad that's going to be happening to our heroine of the story is just an amazing, amazing job. Because the film honestly would have worked just as a romantic comedy. But the fact that it's made a successful romantic comedy and then still put together a very, very efficient horror film, fantastic. There's some great visuals in the film. If you don't do a lot of like cannibalistic type of movies, they try to be very, very realistic with the gore in it. And it's kind of funny because one of my friends who actually works as a forensic investigator, and goes through cadavers and stuff like that. She really talked about like the accuracy of some of the looks of the meat in the film. It's an amazing movie, and it also continues to show us that Sebastian Stan, such a phenomenal actor, but Daisy Edgar Jones is just blowing up in Hollywood right now. The perfect leading woman for this movie, with enough strength, but also able to convey like that fear and just have that sass to her as well too when she finally gets the chance to turn the tables on her captor. Now, this movie is available for free right now on Hulu, so you definitely want to check this one out. Again, if you got Hulu, it's free to watch, so there's no reason that you should be missing this at all. So go check out Fresh on Hulu right now. All right, that's 2 down. What's number 3? Well, I really had to put some thought into this one as well too. No, I'm just kidding. I didn't even have to do that in the least bit. You Won't Be Alone. One of the more recent movies I got a chance to review for y'all. This movie tells the story. It's a bit of a coming of age tale about a young witch who's taken under by an older witch who tries to show her the way that the world works. And as this younger witch goes throughout all these different kind of relationships and different experiences in life, she's forced to learn about the harsh reality that life can have sometime. Now, the thing about You Won't Be Alone is that it's not really that scary of a movie, honestly. It's definitely gripping. There's a lot of drama in it for sure. It's crazy emotional. I definitely cried while watching it for sure. But it might not be what you expect from a traditional horror film, or even more so a film about a witch. I think that a lot of us grew up the same way, watching movies like The Craft and Hocus Pocus, or even more recently The Witch. And these are all fantastic films, but usually they're either a little bit more fun or they're a little bit more gruesome. And while there definitely are some gruesome parts to You Won't Be Alone, it really would fall more into the category of like a dramatic piece. I always say that horror doesn't necessarily have to scare you, because it's not about, you got spooked or anything like that. It's more so how it makes you feel, things that you can be afraid of. And the things that these witches go through in this film are absolutely terrifying on a different level from what we've, kind of experienced in witch movies before. You Won't Be Alone. It's free on Peacock right now. You definitely want to check that one out for sure. We're all going to the World's Fair. So, I heard about this one randomly on Twitter after joining Jed Shepard, the co-writer of Host and Dashcam. Oh, so excited for Dashcam. In the new horror community on Twitter that Jed Shepard put together, a lot of people started talking about this film, We're All Going to the World's Fair. And everybody was very, very careful to not really spoil any details about it at all. So I walked into it completely fresh, completely blind, not knowing anything at all about the plot and where it was going. And it tells the story of this young girl who kind of lives in a broken home, doesn't have much of a relationship with her father, her mother's gone, and, trying to become a viral sensation online, decides she's going to take this challenge to where you watch this video, you prick your finger, you say a few words, and then you're supposed to document the creepy things that start happening to you. And as creepy things begin to unfold to our hero, we begin to suspect that something else is at play here. There's something dark and sinister kind of hovering over her, and there are some legitimate freakouts in this film for sure, which I love. I love found footage. I love POV type horror films as well, because this is not the traditional Blair Witch or Wreck or anything kind of film where we're following the character and they're racing away from things. This is one person trying to document their story of these things that they've gone through, and how, again, shit just starts getting really weird. And to really go into the big plot twist, or the supposed plot twist, because we don't know. But if I was to go into the big plot twist of You Won't Be Alone, I think I would be doing a massive disservice to the film. I really, really think I would be. So I'm not going to go there. I'm not going to go there and spoil it. But this is definitely one that you're going to want to check out, because it's really going to make you think. And it's going to make you think about a lot as you watch it, to where you're going to have to see it a second or a third time to make sure you're picking up all the little details about it. Lastly, Ty West's X. So I've been looking forward to this for quite a while, because y'all know me. I absolutely love slasher films. They are my favorite horror films in the world. And, Ty West has had a lot of very monumental horror films come out over the last decade and a half. Innkeepers, House of the Devil, amongst other things. And while I wasn't too impressed with those films, X absolutely blew me away. There are so many homages and references to slashers of the past, including things like Texas Chainsaw Massacre, things like oh God, I don't know why I'm blanking right now, House on Sorority Row, Scream. There's so many influences that are showing up in X that you can spot them if you're a big fan of the genre. But not only that, such a great cast. Mia Goth plays our lead actress, as well as our villain in the film, Pearl, which is fantastic, because they quickly announced that they filmed a prequel to X pretty much the same time that they shot the original film, and that's going to be releasing either later this year or early next year. It's brutal, it's mean, it's bloody, it's gory, it's vicious, but it's also a really, really great movie. And this is a year that included Scream 5 coming out. A fantastic legacy sequel to a great, great series. The fact that we got that, and Ty West's X still somehow manages to be up here, that's saying a hell of a lot about this movie. You gotta check it out. It is available on Blu-ray and DVD right now, and you can also obviously rent it and purchase it on all your popular rental services. So, that's that, y'all. We have discussed 5 amazing films that I got a chance to watch this year. 2022 has been amazing for horror, and there's so many other good movies that are going to be coming out. So y'all got to keep tuning in so you can check out some of these reviews that I'll be talking about. Especially because next week, speaking of Jed Shepard, I'm going to be talking Stephen King's Rose Red and Rob Savage's and Jed Shepard's Dash Cam as well. And I'm so excited for it. I've been waiting for this movie for a while. I'm watching it here on the cruise tonight. I'm about to get the shit scared out of me, but I cannot wait to review that in Rose Red for y'all next week. So make sure you're hitting that subscribe button. You can see this cool ass Guns N' Roses style shirt I got in Vegas this past week before my cruise. We got a Pinhead, Jason, Freddy, Michael, and Leatherface right there. I love this shirt, and y'all told me that you really enjoyed it online as well too, so I'm going to try to make sure I'm wearing my horror shirts a little bit more, but it's the only one. I got packed this week, so thankfully, we're back in the mainland just a few more days. But folks, that is going to do it for me. There is no watch party this week, obviously, because I'm not stateside, so that's going to be a little bit hard to make that work. But y'all keep tuning in. Go watch something scary tonight. My name is T. We've been talking scary movies. It's been 100 episodes. Keep staying scared.